Good evening, YouTubers. Reloading Bench back with you once again. And I thought I would close the, well, not necessarily close it out, but one more candle on the cake, the iced cake, regarding my recent 22 long rifle build, which I think one person commented, there's nothing precision about this thing. And I'm like, precision's in the eye of the shooter, because I would say that hitting, being able to fill out a nickel at 50 yards with average ammo is pretty decent. I would call that precision enough, at least for me. I'll call it precision plinking. And these are rated at just under 1,300 feet per second. A little over 1,000 feet per second at 100 yards. And it looks like I've got some stuff falling out from the bottom. But the purpose of this video is to talk about the MagLula. The MagLula. Hopefully I'm saying that right. I've been using MagLula products for years, and they have saved my fingers more times than I can remember. In fact, let me go grab, because I was going to demonstrate, which would be helpful if I had a magazine. I'll be right back. A few seconds later. So, you know, if I was just going to shoot a magazine or two at the range, which I don't know why I would go to the range and just shoot a magazine or two. The ears, the lips, the edges, whatever you want to call it, on a magazine, not bad. And it also depends on the tension of the spring, how many rounds it holds, and all that good stuff. But a day of shooting, pushing, spring, lips, it just wears your, in my opinion, wears your thumb out. Look at it. Oh, that's a dirty, hoorah, that's a dirty magazine. I don't clean my guns and my magazines on a regular basis because I like the carbon buildup for whatever, real world scenario kind of stuff. So I've been a fan of the MagLula product for a long time and have been running this particular loader for my 45 ACP forever and a day. And you just get into a nice, easy rhythm with it when you're at the range. And, you know, I do groups of 5, and boom, that's it. That's quick and easy. So talk about a lifesaver, finger saver, thumb saver, pain saver, good stuff. And I have adopted the same approach across 223, 308, anything magazine where I'm having to not struggle, but just make life easier, because you know, on polymer magazines, not so bad. Metal magazines, not as forgiving and not as smooth around the edges. So MagLula makes great product. Over the years, I've had different loaders for especially the 1022 type cartridges for the Ruger. And knowing that the Ruger Precision Rimfire used the same cartridges as 1022 was a blessing and a bit of a curse, because the blessing meaning, you know, you've got the same cartridge across multiple platforms. The curse being, these things can be problematic, especially if the spring doesn't want to operate. Taking them apart and getting back together, easier said than done. Spare parts, kits, and then when you throw something, you know, again, this, for all practical purposes, this is a drum magazine. It's a 10-round drum, but it's a drum magazine, as opposed to a single stack for something like a CZ. So very easy on the hands, and since it's only a 5-round magazine, loading it up is not that big a deal, not that time consuming, and not that harsh on the fingers. And the fact that this one is polymer, as opposed to, I think, a metal one that I showed you recently. In fact, let me grab the metal one to see how that feels. One moment, please. All right, so aside from being considerably heavier and more robust, the metal one has I wouldn't say harsher. You can feel the difference in, and you can see it too, in terms of the polymer, the lip size. You're dealing with a little, again, just different metal. Not harsh, just different, but relatively easy to load. Then when you come to this bad boy, this, not the easiest thing to load, especially, if you're doing, rounds of 10 and you're doing it all afternoon. It takes a toll on your thumb, and it can be quite painful over time. So I went and I've had a couple different feeders, loaders for this. One of them was a little knob dial, and that thing was shake, turn, and sporadic at best. And then I found the 1022 Lula, another MagLula product. And the way this works is you pop the magazine in, and very similar to this particular loader, you're pushing down. In essence, what you're doing is you're pushing down. So there's the wear and tear that's not happening on your thumb, and you're just seating that. Come up, push, and then you're going to rinse and repeat over and over until you fill it with 10. And the nice thing about it is when you are full, let's say you lose count, and fortunately the tripod and the camera are right in my way, so I'm doing this at a weird angle. So let's say you're at your 10. Let me see. In fact, just like right now, I've lost count. Okay, that's at 10 because I can't get that next one in. And the beauty of this particular loader is, or another positive aspect is, sometimes the spring will compress and you'll have a round that's stuck like that. So this allows you to kind of just jiggle things around. And those of you who have used the 1022, you'll find that tapping them on the bench or whatever lightly does the same trick. So that was for loading, and I thought it was kind of cool that they also have an unloader. So this piece comes with it as well. This little component, this little hole matches up with that. In fact, let me make sure I'm pivoting correctly. And then what's going to happen is you're going to, your thumb is supposed to go here, rest on that so that it stays on that hole. And what you're doing is you are pushing, and stuff's going to go all over the bench now. You're essentially unloading the magazine without getting your fingers up in there and jamming things up. And again, more harshness on the thumb. So I thought these were excellent additions to the range bag for what they cost. I think it was like 20 bucks, and I could be off a few bucks by that, but depending on where you buy it. Again, the positive of reusing the 1022 type mini drum magazine across multiple platform, the 1022 Lula to make life a lot easier, just like with 45 ACP. And again, across all different calibers, 223, 308, a totally different design with a little bit of a lever on top, but same concept is, you're pushing down, so you're taking a lot of stress off your fingers and your thumbs. And I've noticed it's most beneficial when the weather is cold, not so much when the weather's hot. Your blood's thinner and your fingers aren't as cold or numbish. But in the wintertime, when you're trying to do this, any little jam on something sharp, like an edge like that, seems to take that much bigger of a toll on you. So this was a pretty cool product, and it gets my thumbs up endorsement. So good stuff. That's it for tonight. Later.